Heroes Homecoming culminated in a Veterans Day weekend, celebrating veterans of all wars. To kick off the weekend, Fayetteville held a ceremony at the North Carolina Veterans Park, where members from all branches of the military were honored. Here are the highlights.
I'm here today to share a proclamation with you from the City Council, if you'll bear with me as I read this proclamation. Whereas in November 1919, President Wilson proclaimed November the 11th as the first commemoration of Armistice Day with the following words: "To us in America, the reflections of Armistice Day will be filled with solemn pride in the heroism of those who died in the country's service and with gratitude for the victory, both because of the thing from which it was freed us and because of the opportunity it has given America to show her sympathy with peace and justice in the Council of Nations." And whereas on Veterans Day, observed on November 11th each year, we commemorate and honor our veterans for their patriotism, love of country, and willingness to serve and sacrifice for the common good. And whereas throughout the course of American history, courageous men and women serving in the Army, Marine Corps, Navy, Air Force, and Coast Guard have taken up arms to secure, defend, and maintain our freedom, for which we are indebted for their courage and exemplary service. And whereas our veterans come from varying backgrounds, religious beliefs, and ethnicities, but together they have willingly entered harm's way to protect our freedom and way of life. And whereas after leaving the service, many of our veterans continue to serve our community as public servants, business leaders, parents, mentors, and community leaders. And whereas with our courageous troops serving in the deserts of Iraq to the mountains of Afghanistan and around the globe, we must never forget that freedom is not free. And whereas our community is grateful and humbled by the many sacrifices rendered by our soldiers, Marines, sailors, airmen, and Coast Guardsmen, whose unparalleled devotion to duty have preserved the liberty of our great nation. Now, therefore, Anthony G. Schiavone, Mayor of the City of Fayetteville, North Carolina, and on behalf of a grateful City Council, do hereby proclaim and encourage all citizens to recognize the valor and sacrifice of our veterans through appropriate public ceremonies and private prayers. In witness where I hereby set this seal on the 11th day of November 2011. Thank you for your service. Welcome home. God bless the American veterans.
Celebrations like this on Veterans Day, it's very special. We never got a welcome home. This really helps. A lot of us have a lot of baggage still, but for all veterans, all Americans should be proud.
I tell you, it's been a long time coming for the veterans, especially the Vietnam veterans. You know, you leave war zones, you leave foreign missions like that, come home and you're home. Nobody waves a flag, nobody pats you on the shoulder. It's sort of a tough time. And I'm just tickled to death to see that people that have served and so forth in the Army are finally getting recognized for what they were long overdue.
I hope Vietnam veterans can release some of their feelings that all of us have had pent up for years and years and years. And I hope really to see a bunch of tears flow today. I think it would be good for a lot of people.
Being able to get together after all these years, it's good to talk to guys that did the same thing you did and had the same feelings you did. And it's cathartic.
Sometimes when we come out here, us come veterans, this sometimes you get it with some of the other troops and some of the old people, it's like therapy to us, you know. When you walk to somebody and they see your hat, they say thank you. Finally, you know, we never had that thank you, but now we're starting to get something like that, and it means something to you after all these years.
Heroes Homecoming is a great event, and it really gives an opportunity to bring the people of Fayetteville together. Fayetteville is basically built around Fort Bragg and built off, you know, the soldiers living here. And it's a great opportunity to have current veterans and older veterans to come and meet and really give appreciation to a war that at that time was not really welcome to the American public. So for those veterans to come here to Fayetteville and to be a part of some of the celebrations that's going on. I think it's really good for their morale to really see America's appreciation for the hard work.
We were not treated, I don't think, properly when we came home, and that's just the way it is. But the good, I heard somebody say this, it's just not my original thought, but the good that came out of that is that after 10 or 15 years, America realized what they'd done, and it's never going to happen again. These troops are getting the respect that they deserve and the appreciation they deserve because we didn't. And that's why this thing is here today. That's why we're doing this week. And because we were treated like we were treated, the troops that are coming home now and serving right now won't be treated like that ever again. America won't do that again. And you can hate the war, but don't ever hate the warrior.